Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing the Triple Elixir Global Tournament. So it's been a long time since we've had a global tournament that's been a different game mode than just the regular one. So we're getting a Triple Elixir one, so I decided I would be using Electro Giant as kind of the first deck I used it. I'm currently 10-0 right now, so it's been working pretty solid for me so far. I'm planning on making probably at least 2 videos, so definitely there'll be at least one other after this, and if you guys are enjoying these Triple Elixir Global Tournament videos, I might even do 3. So it turns out, I heard from Legendary, there actually is going to be 2 global tournaments now every season, so I thought they were replacing the regular global tournament, but it turns out they're going to be adding maybe a global tournament with a different game mode every season than the regular one, so that's pretty cool. We're going to be getting 2 global tournaments every season. I'm pretty excited about that, because beginning of the season, there sometimes seems like there isn't too much to do, so having that global tournament added in there and having an additional one is really nice. Electro Giant, I think, is really good in this global tournament because it does pretty good versus most Lava Hound decks, most Golem decks, and it also does fairly well versus Elixir Golem, which a lot of people are using in this Triple Elixir Global Tournament. Now, obviously, it does have, difficult matchups, like Graveyard can be hard, but all in all, I think it counters majority of the beatdown decks, which is why I like it. It's also fairly easy to use, so that's why it's going to be the first video I make on it, and I recommend it. I think it's a pretty easy deck to get to 15 wins with, in my opinion. So before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS. You can use it in any Supercell game, help support me, help support the channel, and I really appreciate all you guys who do use my code. It means a lot. So let's go ahead in the first game. We're going to try to get to 15 wins, which is getting all the rewards, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, it's been going pretty well. 10-0, which is great. I'm going to Electro Giant in the back. Triple Elixir, we can Electro Giant first play, not a risk. Think of it as, end of the match normally. Triple Elixir, you're pretty much just spamming stuff at that point, and that's what you want to do in this mode. Don't leak Elixir. I mean, obviously you're going to leak a tiny bit. It's impossible to not leak any at all, but what I mean is, if all possible, avoid leaking Elixir, because there's no reason to leak Elixir. This isn't single or double. You should be placing cards whenever you're able to. But, of course, be smart how you're placing them. I'm just going to go ahead and Electro Giant again, and you can see, this is why I think Electro Giant's good in this Triple Elixir Global Tournament. It does pretty good versus Golem, does good versus Lava, and does good versus Electro Giant. That's why, that's kind of my reasoning as to why I like using it. And the reason why it does so good versus Golem is you can see, obviously, we have the, the Goblin Cage, which does so good against it. And I might even go for the 3 crown here. He's using Witch, obviously not that good in Baby Dragon, Ice Wizard, Lightning, all get so much value against it, so it just gets kind of no value. I'm going to go ahead and Lightning. We're going to be able to hit the Witch and the Baby Dragon, as well as the King Tower, so really nice value there for us. And yeah, I think we're just going to be able to 3 crown him. We should be able to wrap this game up fairly quickly, unless he starts playing better defense. We'll have to see, but he's dealt pretty much no damage on our towers, so we don't have to, stress about him building up a counter push, because as of right now, we're pretty much just completely in the driver's seat here. I'm going to probably just go for another Electro Giant. Yeah, we'll just play another right now, and we should be able to, I think, get this 3 crown right here. I'll probably Tornado this back, but the Electro Giant's pretty much at full health, so it's still going to get a lot of damage. Is he going to go for the Tornado? I think he gave up. Good decision, because there's no way he was going to come back, so nice first win there. As I said, Golem should be pretty easy because you just have really strong defense with the Ice Wizard, NATO, and the Goblin Cage, and the Lightning gets a lot of value against the support cards. Alright, we found our next match versus Green Light. Electro Giant again in our starting hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and play it in the back. Always a safe play in triple, because if they rush to you opposite lane, you can Goblin Cage, Ice Wizard, you have good defense. So it looks like he's going to go for a Graveyard here. We got to be pretty cautious about this, because we don't have a ton of Graveyard answers. We do have, the Barb Barrel and the Baby Dragon, but in all honesty, it's not as ideal. And as I said, Graveyard is probably one of the most challenging matchups for this deck. There's no doubt about that. And Mortar as well is really good against the Electro Giant. So he has 2 really good cards that are solid at dealing with the Electro Giant, which is unfortunate. But we're getting a good amount of damage on his tower, and we forced a lot of Elixir out of him. So I would say overall that was not bad. I think we can block the bridge with, Goblin Cage if he went Graveyard in the right, but because he did it in the left, I was unable to do that. Baby Dragon to distract this Hunter here. I feel like he's leaking Elixir. He's got to be careful. I'm going to Lightning. And... oh, he's going to Fireball that. Okay, this is really good. He doesn't have Cannon Cart. Or he didn't... He didn't have Mortar and Cycle is what I meant to say, but then he cycled back to it because the cycle's so quick. But we stacked another Electro Giant, so this is looking really good for us here. Lightning on top of this Hunter. And, yep, Electro Giant's on the tower. So even though Graveyard's hard for us to stop, you can see he kind of got a little bit... a little sloppy on the defense, and as a result, we were able to end up breaking through. So I'm just going to go Baby Dragon, and might Lightning that. I don't think we need to, though. At this point, I'm just comfortable playing pretty defensively. I don't want to be too aggressive and give him an opportunity to come back. But at the same time, we do want to be applying a little bit of pressure so we can't build like a massive Graveyard push. I think I'm just going to Electro Giant because that Graveyard's not going to do very much. Hunter's going to be distracted. And yeah, our tower's still at 1200. I think we should be fine. We'll just cage so that doesn't get 2 hits. Go Barbarrel here. We can go for an Electro Giant. That Hunter should die because it hits it. Let's go for a Lightning here on top of this. Didn't actually hit the Knight, but yeah, it's fine. Electro Giant's on the tower. It's getting a lot of damage. This is looking like another really nice win here, and I don't think this is an incredible matchup, if I'm being honest, but our opponent didn't play it amazing, I would say. He for sure made some pretty big mistakes on defense, and also didn't seem to support his graveyards as well as he would have liked, but really nice win still. Looks like we're going to get the 2 crown and just give him the tower, which is fine. Because crowns are always useful to get in global tournaments for the tiebreaker. I feel like every single global tournament, I always talk about this, but I think it's important to mention just because if you guys are interested in getting, you know, top 100 in the global tournament, which gets you the emote, you are going to have to keep that in mind. So I'll show you what I mean by that. If you take a look here, this person has 33 wins with 83 crowns, and Belican has 72, and this guy has 57. So that kind of shows you that you're kind of, when there's a tie, it's based off crowns. So that's why if you know you're going to take a tower, it's pretty important to, yeah, do that. Or if you just give them yours. Alright, we can go for an Electro Giant here. This guy's got Mortar as well. So another Mortar deck. Surprising to see all this Mortar, considering Mortar's not something you'd expect to see in a triple Elixir tournament, but it looks like this is the exact same deck as before, potentially. And I do not like that Graveyard. I think that was really bad. It wasn't supported at all, so it's just not going to get much value for him. We're going to get a really nice Lightning here. We're going to go ahead and Tornado this Cannon Cart in here, so then that way the Electro Giant can end up taking it out. And once again, kind of like our last game, our opponent definitely making some mistakes here. I don't think that that was a very good defense. We're going to try to block this bridge here. So then that way the Graveyard is just much easier for us to take out. And I think that Graveyard, yeah, will be taken care of really nicely. Let's go for a Lightning here on top of that Cannon Cart and the Mortar. Unfortunately, the Electro Giant is going to go for that Cannon Cart, which sucks, but we can actually go for another Electro Giant because he just used a lot of Elixir on defense, and it's just good to keep up the pressure, I think, in this situation. Yeah, he's having to spend a lot here. Gonna just block the bridge once again. But yeah, you can see the Graveyards are pretty hard for us to stop. So it's just something we gotta be a little cautious about. Yeah, I think this might be GG. We'll see though. Baby Dragon this. Maybe we can build up a massive push considering he was pretty aggressive, but I think it ain't gonna be easy. Especially since I just missed the Lightning on the Cannon Cart. Yeah, GG. As I said, I think this is a very, like, not easy matchup. The last guy, the main reason why he lost was because I felt like he played it pretty bad, but this guy here played it a little bit better. So unfortunately that is going to be GG. It's a bad matchup because I think Graveyard is one of the hardest things to beat with Electro Giant, and Mortar is one of the best buildings against the Electro Giant because the Mortar doesn't shoot the Electro Giant when it's close to it, which means it doesn't, the E-Giant doesn't end up, like, kind of stunning the Mortar, and it takes forever to take it out, so that's why it's a bad matchup, but it just really goes to show the difference of, like, how each player played it. Like, this guy played it for sure much better than this guy did. Exact same deck, I believe, yeah, exact same deck, but, you know, anyway, 12-1, so not, you know, too bad, and in all honesty, maybe I could have played that a little better. I did end up missing a lightning. I don't think that made too much of a difference, though. And it is hard, but yeah, I could have probably played it slightly better. Anyway, on to the next match. This guy goes for a Tesla, so could this potentially be Expo, like Icebo, because we see the Tesla, we see the Ice Wizard, so we'll have to see. I'm going to go ahead and just lightning this Expo, and the Tesla, I want to get rid of it as soon as possible. And what did he just rocket? Because he didn't rocket the tower. I wasn't really paying attention. What did he just rocket? Because it was not the tower, as I just said. So he's going to rocket. Interesting rocket there, because he's not even hitting. We're going to go ahead and lightning this. Yeah, that was a very bad rocket, I think, because he wasn't. And that was another bad rocket because the Dark Prince didn't get hit by it. What is... Oh my gosh. Was that Tornado a misclick? What is he doing? Okay, yeah, a couple mistakes there on his end for sure. I think he meant to Tornado away, but he ended up tornadoing the Electro Giant to the tower, which was the opposite of what he wanted to do there. So unfortunate for him, but I guess good for us, of course. I mean, this game looks like we already won. Because his defense was not very good, to say the least. Okay, he's just going to Expo into the same lane we're pushing in. So I'm just going to lightning that, and yeah, this has been a very easy game so far. So Rocket, again, I mean, gets some value, but it's nothing too crazy. So now we just pretty much have to play defense the rest of this match, and we should be good. And yeah, guys, this is why I don't think Expo is a good deck to use in Triple Elixir, and this is why immediately when I saw Expo, I was like, wait, is this guy actually using Expo? Because, yeah, I mean, 3.0 would be an even worse idea, in my opinion, because usually Expo is the type of deck where you try to get some damage in single. Maybe not Icebo, but especially, like, 3.0. And, yeah, it's just better to use heavier decks, I feel like, in this type of game mode. I'm just going to honestly completely ignore that Expo, defensive Expo, and just cycle one more lightning on the tower. I don't even need to worry about being aggressive. I can just play a... like Electro Giant, if he, and I don't know what he was doing there, he just tornadoed the King Tower. He might have gave up, or I don't really know what this guy's doing. I think he pretty much gave up at this point, because there's really nothing he can do. So, yeah, we don't have time to take a tower. We'll just lightning this just for the heck of it, though. And yeah, that's GG. So pretty, pretty nice win there. And yeah, I would not recommend using Expo in this Triple Elixir Global Tournament, because there's just so much, yeah, I don't know, I feel like Golem, Lightning, and Electro Giant can be a little difficult to beat in Triple Elixir. Because those matchups, you really have to win in single or double if you're an Expo player. Okay, we found our next game. We can just Electro Giant first play, that's fine. He's going to go for a bowler, so could be Splash Yard with the Inferno Drag, as I said, but I'm hoping it's Balloon, because if it is Balloon, that would be, I think, a much better matchup than if it were Graveyard. So I'm kind of hoping that it ends up being Balloon, Lumberjack Loon, but we'll have to see. So with him having the Goblin Hut, it's making me think that it's Graveyard. I'm going to go for another Electro Giant. We can Tornado everything into our Electro Giant. And this goes to show you guys like how good the Electro Giant is at taking out support cards that are near it. Unfortunately, it's just barely out of the radius of the tower, which sucks because had it ended up being in that radius, we would have gotten a ton of damage. Opposite lanes here is fine. I think Giant Skeleton's pretty annoying to play or push into, so it's a good idea to go opposite lane of that. We're going to lightning. Good value, but unfortunately the Goblin Hut is going to do a great job of taking out our majority of our Electro Giant, but luckily we are going to get on the tower and do some damage. But yeah, as I said, this graveyard is definitely a nuisance to say the least. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go for another Electro Giant. We just used Giant Skeleton, spending a lot of Elixir, so that's good for us. Definitely going to lightning this. Do we hit the Giant Skeleton too? Yes, we do. Guess we can Bar Barrel that Ice Wizard because it's kind of annoying. Nice, we get a good chunk of damage there. That's what we like to see. Try to maybe block the bridge. Oh, I messed up the block. Yeah, definite tower trade. There's no way I was stopping that. But at the same time, he's not going to do too much damage to our King Tower, if any at all, so we're fine there. It sucks that Bowler was alive, because if that Bowler weren't alive, I think we would have almost 3-crowned him. The Bowler that was defending, I mean, that's the one I was referring to, like the one that just hit the Dark Prince shield. Nice, we pulled the Giant Skeleton back so it doesn't drop on our King Tower. And we're getting a huge chunk of damage. That was really nice. We got so much damage on this King Tower. We just need a little bit more, and then we should be good to go. But we got to stop this graveyard at all costs. He's just giving us that lightning there. We're obviously going to take it. Unfortunately, we don't hit the Giant Skeleton with it too, but still pretty good value. If this Bar Barrel gets a hit, I think we just win. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was much closer than I expected. The graveyard damage was stockpiling so quick. Wow. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. Wow. Wow. What a crazy game. Alright, on to the next one versus Alejandro. This will be for the 15th win, getting all the rewards in reverse. Looks like E-Golem. Some people call it Stinky Cheese. That's what some people refer to E-Golem as. I'm going to try to get a nice lightning off here. Hitting the Electro drag. That's exactly what we wanted. Yeah, so hopefully we win this because E-Giant is pretty toxic. Ooh, he's got the freeze too. E-Golem and freeze. Oh, balloon. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. I thought that this was E-Golem. If he freezes, I just lightning to reset this. And that Inferno Drag is just going to get perma-stunned. Let's go. Very good lightning for us. Can just go for a cage just to ensure that he doesn't like freeze and sneak a balloon through. Nice lightning again. If I need a tornado, I will. Guess we can lightning this. Oh, he played E-Drag right into the lightning. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So yeah, this should be pretty much wrapped up as long as I don't throw this game, I guess. But you guys can see, if you reverse, like, I originally thought that this was E-Golem, and E-Golem, a decent amount of people are using it in this Triple Elixir tournament. You guys can see no problem, because he pretty much has all the cards that E-Golem has, so if he were to have it, you can see it would be no problem, just because the Electro Giant is so good versus the Inferno Drag, and your defense is, and your Lightning gets so much value as well, so no problem there, and you can see he had Balloon. So if you reverse Lava Loon, same situation, especially if they have Lava Loon with Inferno Drag, that's so easy because your Electro Giant gets so much value. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, good luck in the rest, you know, in your guys' Triple Elixir Global Tournament. I'm going to try to figure out what deck I want to use to make another video on, either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, going to 20 wins. You know, I'll have to figure out what deck is also really good in this Global Tournament. I might, you know, kind of like browse the, you know, top 50 and kind of see like what's working. Maybe a lava deck, because I think like lava's solid too, or splash yard maybe. The one loss I had was actually to graveyard, so maybe I'll use a graveyard deck of some sort. But anyway, that's gonna be it for the video. Make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and thanks again until next time, guys.